various types of food processing projects. In all types of industries, we do new product development, we do new recipe development, we do market research for food trends. We do turnkey projects for setting up all types of food industries, be it snack food, beverages, or any other type of industry related to food processing. All right, so let's get straight to the topic. I am going to go through four major topics today. The first is an overall world scenario for food industry and the Indian scenario currently. Then I would be covering a bit about the Indian agriculture, and then we'll move on to consumer preferences and habits, and then finally we'll end with exports from India and what is the status and what can be done in the near future. All right, guys, so let's begin. I think the overall world scenario right now is looking quite bleak. As you know, that India is in a complete state of lockdown. A lot of other countries are in a state of lockdown, but they're not completely under lockdown. Many of them have a lot of essential services going on, and a lot of industries are running as well. And a lot of them being the food industries. So I would say India is faring a bit well as far as the number of cases are concerned for corona. But we will just have to wait and watch as to how this thing progresses. Metro cities are majorly affected, rural areas are not being affected in India. For the world, almost all major countries of the world and all developed countries of the world have been affected by this. The food supply chain is still going on, but it is very limited right now. So, if someone new joins in, I request you to please mute yourself, and then we can have question and answer at the end. Thank you. Yeah, so I think the current Indian scenario, some industries have opened up. The government has, as you might be knowing, from 20th April, a lot of permissions have been given to open up industries other than food as well. So like it's allied industries, packaging industries, packaging material industries, and a lot of other industries have been allowed to open up. So production is expected to resume soon, maybe with minimum capacity, but it might keep on increasing. So yeah, the Indian scenario will pick up a bit slowly, probably in a couple of months, and then we will have to wait and watch to see what happens. Now, if we discuss about Indian agriculture, so Indian agriculture, uh, rural areas, all of them have been allowed to do agriculture activities right now. The rabi crops are all ready for harvesting, and they are just waiting to be harvested. So right now is a very good time for industries to procure the raw material, and also for the fresh fruit and vegetable industries to sell their fresh produce. There is not going to be any sort of shortage for fruits or vegetables in the coming few months, because right now you can say it's just in the middle of the harvesting season, so maximum yield is going to be produced in the farms, and as soon as the transports are opened up, everything is going to come to the industries and to the consumers. So there is not going to be any sort of shortage for fruits and vegetables, or any other fresh agricultural crops for that matter. One particular interesting thing which will be in demand as far as agriculture is concerned is going to be organic food. Organic foods are going to be much in demand, and organic agriculture is also going to be much in demand because a lot of people will now be asking for natural foods, additive preservatives-free food, and pesticide-free food. So I think organic agriculture is going to play a big role in the coming few months or in the coming few years, and a lot of focus is going to be in that on that in India at least.
Sorry to Zagesh. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Please, can you mute everyone so we can very clear about it? Thank you.
All right, should I go ahead?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so like I was saying, the requirement in the agricultural sector is going to be huge because people are not going to stop eating. In fact, people are going to eat more and more once once the lockdown is finished and once things start getting back to normal. So the requirement for agriculture is going to be there, and it is going to be much more than usual because I think restaurants are going to be the last ones to be opened. So a lot of that products which are being consumed by the restaurants are going to be available to the consumers and to the food industries for their consumption as well. So I think those are going to be two or three plus points which will define the agricultural sector in the coming few months for India. So it needs to be seen how to capitalize on it and how to go ahead with it so as to get maximum sales and maximum profits out of this opportunity. Let's move on now to consumer habits and preferences. I think this is going to be a major sector for all types of food industries. Everyone is going to be affected by this. Consumer preferences and habits are going to evolve quite rapidly, and after COVID-19, everyone's food habits are going to change definitely. Right now, you can see a lot of people are surviving on things which they thought they couldn't survive on, and they're still managing to survive. Food habits and consumer preferences, everything is going to change. One type of food which is going to be really in demand and really in focus is going to be immunity building foods because everyone now is concerned about building their immunity. Even after this slows down, all industry experts are believing that all precautions need to be taken at least till January 2021, 2021 to ensure that cases do not spread more. So everyone is going to be looking for immunity building foods, and a lot of interest I think is going to be in natural Ayurvedic foods, which have been consumed in our country since a lot of years, but the popularity has been declining due to various other reasons. But I think that now these products are going to be back in focus. If you see some of the bigger brands have already started advertising some of their Ayurvedic products uh, right now as immunity building, and
Hello, sir.
a lot of companies are going to do so in the future because
Mhm.
this is going to be the need of the hour.
તમે અમારું લાઈવ
And
તો આવી ગયા
also because as consumers receive more and more information and they become more and more educated day by day in India,
હું લિંક
they will be demanding
કરો.
more and more innovation. They will be asking for newer and newer products. It will have to be seen how this can be conquered. So new products and new product development is going to be very essential. Uh, this has to be done in all sectors, be it beverages or snack food industry or the health food industry, nutraceuticals. Everywhere, this is going to be the central focus. How to adapt to consumers' changing preferences and develop products which they will uh, require at once this lockdown is over and once we go in 2 3 months into the future, through 3 4 months into the future. a lot of other products. One particular category which will also be in demand is going to be weight loss foods, because a lot of people obviously are going to have gained weight during this period, 40-day lockdown, and that is definitely going to be a boom in the requirement of weight loss products. Focus again, like I said, is going to be on natural based weight loss products, products that do not have side effects and are easily available, easy to consume, and taste not so bad. So I think that is going to be also very much in demand. These are a couple of sectors which I am definitely sure are going to increase in demand in the next few months and in the, or by next year. And also for Ayurvedic products, you might have received some WhatsApp forwards, and I am not sure, but Ministry of Home Affairs has released some guidelines uh, wherein they have mentioned some basic Ayurvedic herbs which can be mixed and consumed, which is also known as kada in Hindi, and you can follow this as well, or take this as I'm sorry, take this into consideration to begin as a starting point. Immunity foods, not just in India but the world over, are going to be very much in demand. Uh, and I think Ayurveda and Ayurvedic foods are going to be the future in the coming coming few months. I think so. Um, yeah, I think these are the major things right now for consumer habits and preferences. I think also increase will be there a lot for uh, products on e-commerce, because even after things get back to normal, there will
I have a
be
question.
yeah
Jignesh, hello.
sorry, we are doing questions at the end of this session.
Hello.
Just note it
Jignesh,
down
your
or
voice is
message us.
your
We'll
voice
take
is
your
blurring.
questions one by one.
Hello. Jignesh, your voice is like counting. So please. Yeah. Now it's
Sound is going on echo.
it's a echo, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yep.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, so sir, we are doing questions at the end. If you could just message or note it down, then we'll take your questions at the end together. Is that fine?
Yep. Yep. Please. Please. Wait.
All right. Okay. 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 Yeah. So, like I was saying, e-commerce is going to play a major role after this, because even if things get back to normal, people still will avoid going to public places and crowded places as much as they can. They will prefer ordering foods in their homes, and they will prefer having minimum touch with each other or with products or with people. So I think e-commerce serves all these purposes, and a lot of them, like Big Basket, has already started contactless delivery right now, and I think a lot of the other major e-commerce players will follow suit, and they will go for this, because there is going to be a big demand for contactless buying. E-commerce business is going to exponentially increase, I would say, in the coming years, and plus, if we are to assume that things get back to normal by June or July, from August the festive season is going to start. So for FMCG produce, the best time to do business. Uh, from August till February, March is the season for all FMCG players to get the maximum sales and profits. So I'm very positive on this. You might consider me a bit more optimistic, but I am very positive that this coming period is going to be advantageous for everyone in the food industry, not just for the FMCG players or the snack food, but for other allied industries as well, like dairy and bakery and juice and beverages. I'm being very positive on this. And I am sure that the government will take incentives and steps to help MSMEs and other large scale companies as well to get back on their feet and to help resume their business operations and exports as soon as they can. All right, now we'll move on to the export scenario, particularly from India to other countries. Right now, I think India is in a very advantageous situation. Once the exports resume, there is going to be very less trust on Chinese companies. Chinese companies will not be trusted by European, American, or Australian buyers for at least a year. There is, even if all compliances are followed, there is still going to be some fear and some doubt at the back of the minds of foreign buyers to be buying from Chinese companies. So it's a very good opportunity for India to export all the products that are being supplied by China right now, which are also growing or being produced in India. Foreign buyers will be ready to pay slightly higher prices for the same products if they are coming in from India, provided they are of good quality, of course, and match all the required quality standards. And
कर दे जन खाली
some of the very common examples for the food industry are ginger, garlic, other food additives, food preservatives, and other such products which are being supplied in huge quantities right now by China to America and other European countries. So it's a very good opportunity for Indian exporters to capitalize on this after this lockdown has ended and things start getting back to normal. Uh, the government has, as you might know, yesterday opened up a lot of other allied industries, and exports have also been resumed. Foreign export orders which are pending can also be sent, and new orders can also be received. Process has started back to normal slowly, and ready to eat items, frozen items, all these items are going to be very much in demand in the next few months, especially outside of India, where there is a lot of dependency on ready to eat foods. Uh, so I think, Harsh, that's it. And we can move on to questions if there are any now.
okay so I would like to thank you Jagesh for okay so thank you Jagesh, we'll go ahead and take some time for questions now.
Surely.
So if you have any questions, please can you either you can just mute your mic and you can ask a question, or you can just chat on the chat box. Thank you. I think I have hello.
Yeah.
I think Rajdeep Chakravarti has some questions while we were talking about some into fast food industry will be affected or not in this session.
The fast food industry will be affected or not?
Yep, like small vendors.
Uh, yes, I think right now they are one of the most affected industry because a lot of the small vendors and small restaurants are affected and they are dependent a lot on day-to-day income. They do not have a lot of extra cash flow with them, or do not have reserve cash with them, surplus cash. So I think they are the most affected sector right now. But I think once the situation improves, there will be, I think people are going to eat out as normal, but I think there is going to be a lot of delivery. Food delivery is going to be there a lot, I think. People will probably go out less to restaurants to eat, and I think they will probably order in more, because I think after 40 days, everyone I think is frustrated after cooking at home.
Yes, yes, too. Is there any question? Okay, so Jikesh, while you were just talking about, I have one question for you. Like, what are the consumer habits and the current challenges for the food industry?
I'm sorry, I didn't get your question.
So like, what are the consumer habits and the current challenges for the food industry?
I think the current habits and current consumer preferences are evolving a lot in India.
Okay.
Like, I'll give you a very simple example. You see, before 3 to 4 years, people did not know about green tea. People were not consuming green tea so much, and now there were hardly two or three brands in the country that were selling green tea. There was no volume for green tea. But now, if you see, everyone has green tea. All brands are selling it, and the volumes are extremely high for green tea. The A category, A plus category, B category, B plus category, all of the stores, all of the supermarkets, they are selling this product. So it's a marginal change, I would say, in the past 3 or 4 years. So the consumer preferences right now are that people are becoming more and more aware and more educated. And as people become more educated, they demand for more information about the food that they are eating and that they are going to eat. So you see, in the recent times, there have been updates in FSSAI as well. Nutritional information, which was previously, I think, 5 to 6 parameters, has now been increased to about 11 parameters.
Okay.
So consumers are becoming more and more aware, and they are requiring more knowledge about the product,
Okay.
about the ingredients of the product.
Yeah.
So I think if you want to move ahead in this, I think if you want to be the market leader, the key will be to be transparent with the customers, to be transparent with your consumers about what your
Hello.
product has, and also, if possible, do like a small video or some pictures about your production plant to show that it is how hygienic it is, who are the people behind it, to make sort of a story so that people can connect with your brand and can connect with your product,
Okay.
and they are more aware as to where the product is coming from, who is processing it, and what are the quality standards that are maintained. If consumer is paying for something, then he has the right to at least know what sort of quality product is he going to eat.
Okay. So next we have some
Yeah.
question from Vivek Gupta, and the
Yeah.
question is like, hi, how do you see the food supply chain returning to
Mhm.
normal, or do you see more opportunities in this sector?
I would say it's a very good question. Uh, the food supply chain right now is heavily disrupted.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, right now, in the current scenario, transporting goods even outside your city and outside your state is nearly impossible. But supply chain is going to resume soon. I think that is one of the first sector that the government focused on yesterday to get it back to normal. There was a report which said that about 300 or 350 odd crores worth of goods were stuck on highways during the lockdown, 21-day lockdown.
Okay.
So the supply chain was heavily disrupted, but it will definitely improve, and that will be the first sector to improve in the coming few days, I would say, not even the months. In the coming few days, that sector is going to get back on its feet, and the demand is going to be much more than usual, because supermarkets, grocery stores are getting out of stock. If you might have seen, they are getting out of stock of essential items, and all supermarkets do not have local suppliers. Their suppliers are from all over the country. So there is
Hello.
supply chain. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Please continue.
Yeah, yeah. So there is going to be a lot of requirement of logistics, and particularly transport companies that deal with food products. Also, cold chain management is going to increase a lot. Cold chain is going to be resumed, and I'm sorry, and there's going to be a greater demand for frozen foods, ready to eat foods. So the cold chain is also going to be increased in the coming few days, in the coming few months. I'm very positive about this.
Okay, okay. Thanks for the informative answer. The second question is again from the Pinkal Shah, and his question is, how would
Yeah,
be the demand of food handling automation system?
and that's a good question.
Mhm.
Uh, I think as far as food automation in the manufacturing sector is concerned, it is going to increase, and there will be a need for automation to increase because less and less people will prefer human touch in the production of the product, especially due to this corona. So the automation is going to increase, and I think for food automation, artificial intelligence and IoT is going to play a big role in this. Industry 4.0 is going to play a big role in this. Pro Such products and systems will have to be developed. Such novel products will have to be developed, wherein more and more automation is done, and also machine learning has to be such that some sort of predictive analysis can be done about the quantity of products to be produced.
Okay.
So that because demand is going to be very uncertain in the next in the coming times, people will tend to hoard more. That's what I feel, because they will feel that this sort of situation might crop up anytime again.
Okay.
So I think so I think automation is going it should increase. There should be more focus on automation, and I think if you portray that to the consumers, then I think they will be more than happy to know that their products are coming from plants wherein they are automized and less of human touch is there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that sums it up. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Another question is from Aturami, and the question is: these days we are seeing in the news about formalin is added in the fishes. So I think
Sorry,
that the consumers are less now. So do you think that we can overcome this problem in near future?
I'm sorry, I missed out on the first part. What was it?
If you want to like read, yeah, you can just read in the chat box. So you might be get problem. Uh,
Once. I, mm,
this is
looking for the chat box.
fine.
Uh, no,
Okay,
I
okay,
could
okay,
not.
no, okay, okay, no worries.
Yeah.
So these days we are seeing in news about formalin is added in the fishes. So I think that the consumers are less now. So do you think that we can overcome this problem in near future?
What is added in fish?
Formalin, formalin.
Formalin. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah. Uh, I think the spread of the virus started with some meat products. That is the general consensus, and a lot of reports have stated that. So I think overall the consumption of meat and non-vegetarian products is going to be quite less, I think, in the foreseeable future. because till now it is proved that there is no conclusive evidence which shows that it does not spread from animals to humans, this disease. So I think the demand for non-vegetarian products is going to be a bit less compared to other products, other processed products or other fresh products.
So, but do you think that we can overcome this problem in near future?
Hello,
Hello.
I think Harsh, your voice is mute. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think that we can overcome this problem in near the future?
Yeah, I think so. It will be possible because a lot of research is going on right now, and for all researchers, like for example, the FDA has a procedure to approve any drug. It takes 5 to 6 months. So a lot of research is going on right now. Maybe after a couple of months, we might see some conclusive evidence as to whether meat products are a problem or not. And I think if the results come out that they are not causing any sort of problem with respect to the spread of the disease, then I think the demand might pick up again. But until then, I think the demand is going to be quite low.
Okay. Okay. So, Jigis, also I have one question. Also, like, what are the challenges like transform into opportunities to innovate and disrupt into this food industry like in upcoming future?
Mm, I think the first major challenge would be to overcome the changing consumer preferences and cater to them
Okay.
to make novel and different products, innovative products, which will go in sync with the which will go in sync with the consumer preferences, the product that the consumers will demand. I think that is going to be one major challenge, and I think if proper research is done, this could be a big game changer. This could be a big opportunity to capture the market for new players as well as existing players.
Okay.
That is going to be one challenge which we can overcome and convert it into an opportunity. And I think the other would be to go for more and more automation of processes.
So, like, how?
And
Yeah, please, please.
yeah, I think by automation I mean to reduce the hand touch of products in the processing stage.
Okay.
For example, there is an industry in Saurashtra which is making khakra. It's a Gujarati snack. It is being made by a completely untouched process. They have that sort of machinery, and we as consultants also provide that kind of machinery, which can help ensure that entire product, right from the beginning, raw material till the final product, can be fully optimized and can be untouched and can work on a PLC model, wherein you just need to monitor the technical parameters.
Okay. So I have one question from like in my chat box. So how technology is transforming the food industry, and the main thing is looking for like how industry 4.0 is transforming the food industry, right? For the technologies.
Technology is everywhere in the food industry now. Everywhere you see, everywhere you go, you see food delivery apps like Zomato and Uber Eats. They are working completely on technology. They are working a lot on technology. First you could see that you could just order from apps like Zomato. Now you can see that they are giving you suggestions for you what is good, what you may like, what you may not like. This is just technology. This is they are using your data and they are converting it into opportunities for them. So this is one very common example where technology is being used in the food industry. Uh, on the B2B sector, there are a lot of market research companies, primary market research companies, like GVK and other companies which are doing which are using AI and are also doing market research on consumer preferences in the on the buying patterns of people by doing market surveys in supermarkets, in grocery stores, and in other common places, malls and other places where people are doing purchases. So a lot of data is gathered from there, and then a lot of new products which are launched into the market are on the basis of that data. So technology is being used everywhere nowadays in the food industry, and I think it is only going to increase. People will, I think, find out more and more ways to incorporate food technology. I mean, technology into food and making it thereby food technology. I think there are a lot of innovations still left, wherein tech and automation can be used together in the processed food industry, particularly.
Okay. So it looks like we covered
I
all of
can't hear
our
you,
questions.
Harsh.
Yeah. Uh, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So it looks like we have covered all of our questions, Vikesh. So is there anything else you want to cover
All
before we
right.
wrap up?
No, I think that's it. I think if all the questions are done, then I think we are also done.
So like that is like that. So if we have one. Okay. So great. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. I request you to join us for our next session on this Saturday on April 18th at the same time. And the topic is 6 insider tips for the product design. Thanks again for joining us today, and we'll be see you on this Saturday. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. Have a nice day.